Hey folks, it's time for some more quarantine drinking. That means it's time for another episode of GDP and the Pig. I'm GDP and this is my pig, a little off camera today. So today we go back to Italy. Let me straighten this out a little bit. This looks a little wacky. There we go, that's marginally better. And we're drinking Sangiovese again. I drink a lot of Sangiovese. Although today's Sangiovese is a little bit different. What we're drinking today is the 1999 Vignaalta from Badia di Marrona. It's Sangiovese from what is today Terra di Pisa. Back then in 1999, this was labeled as Colli Etruria Centrale, the Central Etruscan Hills. It's a region that is roughly between Siena and Pisa, much closer to Pisa. The only reason I mention that is because on the way from Siena to Pisa, you drive through Volterra, which is a beautiful little hilltop town with rolling hills around it. It's a really different experience of Tuscany, but one that is worth visiting. There's a great parking lot underground before you get to town. You leave the car there, you walk past shops selling olive wood cutting boards and polished stone, but then you get into the town and it is fascinating. There's an old Roman cistern you can actually go into and an old Roman theater, and if you watch the sunset from there, it's absolutely enchanting. Then from there you would drive to the west and to the north, basically in the direction of Pisa, and you would arrive in the area which is now the Terra di Pisa. It's also the Chianti Colli Pisane. It's a Chianti region. This is Sangiovese. It could have been labeled as Chianti, but this is their super Tuscan, so this is actually very special. Along that road, though, actually from Badia di Marrona to Pisa, you drive through a commercial sunflower planting, which is spectacular in the summer, because if you've never seen fields, endless fields of sunflower, it is breathtaking and it's worth the trip. It's worth stopping there. And of course, Pisa is a miraculous place that everybody should visit if they're in the area. But back to the wine. So what are we drinking? We're drinking Sangiovese. Today, this wine is still produced, Vignaalta. They say that they produce it with a blend of 25 hectoliter botte and second passage 225 liter barrique wood aging. 100% Sangiovese. Vineyards around 200 meters high, so fairly high for this area, not very high in general. There's a lot of maritime influence because you're quite close to the coast. You're really like one ridge line away. So you have some cooling influences, some warming influences. It sort of changes the fruit profile of Sangiovese. And the soil there also has some sort of marine influences. There's a lot of clay. There is a nice percentage of calcareous soil, which adds some vividness to the wine. It's not particularly heavy, even though it comes from 1999, which was a warm vintage saved by some rain in late August, I think, which refreshed the vines and prepared them for another hot month in September. But it was a warm period, 97, 98, 99. On the nose, this smells to me like it had more new wood than a little bit of 225 barrique second passage that they claim today. And I feel that on the palate as well. There's a lot of wood tannin still in evidence here. But on the nose, there's beautiful leather notes, a little bit of blood, dried herbs, dry fennel seed. And the mouth, it's actually got quite a bit of fruit. It's dark fruit, leathery fruit, not sweet blackberry, sort of plummy, but not sweet, with remarkable acidity. This is incredibly vibrant and fresh, which is one of the things I love about Sangiovese. I am cautious with many other grapes in warm vintages, but Sangiovese has this acidity that it's unbeatable. It makes for a wine that is so incredibly juicy yet powerful. This is 20 years old. It is their Super Tuscan. It's a wine made from a selection of their best fruit, but I'm not sure that it was ever designed to go 20 years. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. I love drinking it. It's refreshing. It's the best word for it. And a lot of wines are not refreshing. They don't invite another sip the way this invites another sip. And it has sufficient fruit, redder, more cherry-like now, but it's not fruity. It's not super complex. It's subtle, it has some complexities, but it's more a happy face sort of wine than an intellectual wine. And for hedonists, this is probably a little too old. I'm digging it today. I opened this bottle because we're having eggplant parmesan today, which is not really super Italian in many ways, but loves Sangiovese, loves acidity, and this wine was just sitting on the take from shelf. Also, I think I bought it because I think my cousin Corrado Dal Piaz was the winemaker, a consulting winemaker at the time. So there's a little bit of family history there. So that's it for today. Drink well, my friends. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully we'll get a day of sun tomorrow before it rains all next week. Until then, drink well.